All right, we're back. My name is Jesse, and today we're gonna see if we can install this Tesla wall connector. This is another Facebook find, Facebook Marketplace find. I think this thing's worth like 500 bucks online. But some lady and her husband ordered a Cybertruck, and apparently you get one of these with a Cybertruck. I don't know what happened. They canceled their order, but they sold it to me for 200 bucks. So we're gonna see if we can remove our NEMA 1450 receptacle, and then we'll mount this somewhere right here. So let's turn the power off and see if we can get into it. All right, I turned the power off at the critical loads panel, and just gonna double check here. Nothing. Everything's off. And I've had this NEMA 1450 installed for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months. And people say you should kind of tighten these every couple months. So let's see if they loosened up. Those things are on there. They didn't loosen up one bit. But then again, I really don't charge at like 50 amps or 40 amps. I charge like at 20 amps max. So probably not a ton of like heat that's going through here. You probably should just tighten them like once a year or something, but these didn't loosen up. A lot of people will get like these warnings on their app, the Tesla app, saying that the charger is overheating, and so it'll reduce your charging rate. And so a lot of people say it's because these things start to loosen up, and the wire's not making contact anymore, and it'll throw the fault code on the Tesla charger, and so it'll reduce your charging speed. But these ones weren't loose, and my charger, the one that I bought, it was used from Facebook Marketplace, so I never had an issue with it saying it overheated or anything like that. But recently it did reduce the charging speed by itself, saying something was wrong with the Tesla charger. But all I did is unplug it and plug it back in, and it worked fine. But I just have a feeling that used Tesla charger I got off Facebook Marketplace is probably, at least a few years old before I got it. And so I got that killer deal on that wall mount one. It's hardwired, so I figured we'll just use the plug-in 1450 receptacle charger as like a backup. I'll just throw it in the car, and then we'll use this one more permanently. All right. I always double, triple check all this. Nothing. Those are all here, so nothing here. All right, so this load center here is a Murray brand, but they don't really sell Murray breaker panels, or they might, but not at Home Depot or Lowe's, or at least not the ones by my house. And so I got a Square D. I'm not sure if they're super compatible, but just kind of based off how it looks here, I think they're gonna work. I don't know if somebody bought them out or what. All right, it's pretty snug. All right, so this one that I removed was a 30 amp double pole, and I'm putting in a 40 amp double pole because the wire is rated for it. It's just when I have this 30 amp double pole in here, it's from whenever we bought the house, and the wire is actually a number 8, which is capable of running 40 amps. So we're going to swap out this 30 amp for the, or we're going to swap out this 30 amp for this 40 amp, and then we'll hardwire the Tesla charger into here. And then this one, this 30 amp, I'm going to see if I can reuse it and put it on the 6000 XP load center. We'll see if it works. All right, I figured out how to take it apart. This back side here just kind of slides out. So looks like we're mainly just going to be working with this piece here. And looks like we got L1, L2, ground, 3 wires. So pretty easy. Yeah, so this is a special type of driver for these screws here. It's not just like a Torx bit or a flathead or anything. It's its own kind of little driver. All right, I'm thinking we're gonna go something like this right here. A little higher than I want, but I go like all right. So my plan originally was to just put this little fitting here, a small piece of conduit, and then maybe come like this. But now I'm thinking maybe I should come a little bit lower and just come like this. Yeah, because this is a little easier to wrap around. Yeah, we'll just do that. All right, I have some leftover wire from the 6000 XP load center, so I think it should be able to reach. So see if we can fish these through. Of course, it's super hard. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna have enough. All right, I think I kind of got it where I want it. All right, I think I got it. See if we can send it through. Of course, I dropped that. Of course, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. The end product here. I ran a neutral earlier, but I looked over the instructions and it's just L1, L2 ground. I didn't have a green ground. I just had this orange number 10, so I just wrapped it in green electrical tape. And then we've got our L1, L2, and then our ground up here. All right, I just turned the breaker on. See what we got. $240. And our Tesla green light came on. All right. It says here, press and hold the button for 5 seconds until the green light on the wall connector pulses. So I think that's pulsing right there. Tesla wants to join Wi-Fi network. Updating new firmware. Says it's restarting. Your wall connector's light will flash once when the update is complete. All right, so we swapped the sub panel 30 amp double pole breaker for a 40 amp double pole breaker, and we're just going to do the same thing inside the critical loads panel. All right, that's the end product over here. And then we'll just do a quick test. Let's see here, start charging. There we go. All right, I'll wrap this one up. I'll catch you guys on the next one.